Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and another case review. Thermaltake has sent us their S300TG mid-tower case for us to check out. Thermaltake's SEs consist of both the S300 and the S500, which are both mid-tower cases despite the large size as compared to the other mid-tower cases on the market. But as you all know, with great size comes great modularity, and this is what this case is exactly designed around. So without any further ado, let's check this case out. Let's start with the exterior. This case comes in both black and snow white color, which is great, with both of them being priced at just around 5,000 rupees INR. One thing to note that the S in the S300 stands for steel, and that's the exact material this case is built with, and you can see that with the sheer build quality and thickness of the metal sheets used in the case. When you look at the case, it does seem a little big for a mid-tower case, but the size does come with a lot of features and advantages. This case seems amazing for the people who love minimalistic looks. It comes with a 4mm tempered glass panel at the side, which is held by two thumb screws. Thermaltake has done a great job of blacking out the boundaries of the tempered glass and reinforcing them to make sure that the mounting holes are not visible, giving the case a nice clean look, as well as making sure the glass does not break that easily. Removing the front panel, I immediately notice that the panel is made of a single sheet of metal and is probably 1/3 the weight of the case, which is strange, but I see the attempt of sound dampening and vibration reduction here from Thermaltake. The front panel also has vents on both the sides with a mesh backing for decent airflow. For fan support, you have ample options to optimize the airflow. On the front, there is support for three 120mm fans, three 140mm, and even two 200mm fans. On the top, you can fit three 120mm fans, two 140mm fans, or even a single 200mm fan. On the side, you can install three 120mm fans on the case, and if you notice, you can even install them on the back panel itself, which is actually quite great. At the back, you can fit a single 120 or a 140mm fan. For radiator support, in the front you can install up to a 360 or a 280mm radiator. On the side you can install up to a 360mm radiator. On the top you can install up to a 240 or a 280mm rad, and at the back a 120 or a 140mm rad will work. One thing to note, to install a 360mm radiator on the front or the side, you will have to get rid of your hard disk cage. The top has most of the area covered with fan grills, with the remaining for the I/O. The top does come with a magnetic dust filter, which is always great to have. The I/O has a reset switch, microphone and headphone jacks, hard disk LED indicator, power button which has a nice illumination around it once the PC is switched on, two USB 2.0 ports and one USB 3.0 port. I would have really liked if Thermaltake gave more USB 3.0 ports over the ancient USB 2.0 ports. However, moving on the bottom you have two of those plastic dust filters which cover 80% of the bottom of the case. A tray dust filter would probably be a much nicer and an easier option in my opinion. The case feet have nice foam padding in the bottom, and the big feet also provide more than enough ground clearance and easy access to the dust filters. Moving to the rear of the case, you have your motherboard I/O cutout, fan mounts with a 140mm and the only pre-installed fan in the case, your PSU cutout which has mounting holes for both top fan and bottom fan position. And then comes the patented rotating expansion slot bracket for both normal and vertical GPU mount, which is quite genius, I would say. If you decide to vertically mount your GPU, the case does not come with the PCI riser cable, so you will have to purchase that separately. Going to the inside of the case, you can see that there is enough room for a lot of configurations, and also this case is TT-LCS certified, and I can see that fitting a loop inside this will not be difficult at all. For motherboard support, you can fit anything up to an ATX according to the website, but there are clear markings for an eATX motherboard. However, you won't be able to fit fans on the side of the case if you use an eATX motherboard. There are nice cable management holes and enough space between the top and the motherboard standoff to accommodate the top rads. The PSU shroud has a window so you can show off your PSU. However, the shroud needs to be removed in order to install the PSU, and if you wish to completely show your PSU, then you can even get rid of the shroud as well. There is a support bracket where you can mount your PCI riser cable, which is also removable, so if you decide to not mount the GPU vertically, you can remove it for a more cleaner look. You even get these little support stems with the case if your GPU is mounted vertically and is on the heavier side, so you can use them with or without the PSU shroud. Thermaltake has done an amazing job with the modularity of this case. Storage options are quite good as well, with the HDD cage supporting two 2.5-inch or 3.5-inch drives, this side having support for two 3.5-inch drives without the cage of course, and then 4 SSD brackets with one on the cage, one on the shroud and 2 at the back. This is heaven for all the workstation lovers out there. Speaking of the back, let's go look at it. First thing I noticed is that the front I/O wires being strangely long, which were a bit tricky to route and manage, and we could do with a little shorter ones, but it isn't a big deal. There is an average of 20mm of space for cable management, which is plenty for all your cables. There are quite a few cable tie points behind, so cable management is not going to be a difficult task at all. However, I would like to see a few more. The space underneath the shroud is enough to fit your big power supplies and even enough to hide your cables. In conclusion, this case has a very nice form factor, and being derived from the S500, it does not lose a lot of the functionalities. The build quality, no doubt, is probably one of the best as compared to any other cases at this price point. Though I would have liked to see more USB 3.0 ports for the price I'm paying, but I can say one thing, at this price point, you're going to get an amazingly sized, sturdy, a no-nonsense and a little underrated case which you will not go wrong with. So that is for the video. If you have liked the video, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and I will catch you all in the next one.